am Arti, the executive director of FILMISSART, and I am here joined with some of my closest, dearest homies. I got my boy Dalen to my right, lead scout at FILMISSART, and below me, making his debut appearance on the platform of the department, I got my consultant and my fellow lead scout as well, new member of the team, Alex. How you brothers doing tonight?
Doing well, man. How you doing?
Doing great, bro. Happy to be here. About
Well,
you, what about you, twin? You over there quiet? That
Hey
ain't a
man,
good sign.
I'm solid. We locked in. Let's go.
Hey, y'all, Dalen ready today because we talking defense. That's Dalen's specialty right there.
Love the
um,
defense. Love the defense. You know the
I
corny
love it
saying,
all.
defense wins championships, but we love defense. We love defense
I'm
around
a,
here.
Yeah,
just so y'all know, I'm an
yeah. I got
offensive guy.
my I got my
I
list
like,
on my D line that I like in here.
yeah, I'm an
Yeah.
offensive guy. I like the quarterback, the
I like
receivers,
it. I
running
love it
backs,
all.
and
I
all
love it
that.
all. But you know, it
These
starts in the
two
trenches.
gentlemen, this man right here loves the fatties, like
They did
Yes,
deserve
sir.
the
loves
trade.
the fatties,
It starts. It
loves the
starts up
fatties. And
front.
Dalen
Hey,
like is a savant when it comes to defensive backs in general. Not even just corners, but just safeties, anything you name. So let's just get into it, man. So how do we feel about this class in general? To start, like, right, that we did offensive preview. Like, how do y'all just feel about the class as a whole, the whole 2023 class? Alex, you can start off with
Defensively or offensively.
both, just the whole 23 class in general, brother.
So I'm falling more in love with this class every single day. I watch something different. This class is not really full of a lot of different superstar type of players. It has about like 6 to 7 that you can classify as there's going to be superstars. But I think overall, the depth between rounds 1 through 4, when you break it down, are going to be a lot of different starters that can build a team. I think that they have just a lot of assets. Wide receiver positions can be a little weak, but if you have a solid number one and you just need some help to help your wide receiver one, you can find several different wide receivers in this draft class. Tight ends depends on how you want to run it. Tight ends, hey, you got several tight ends that you can pick from, but defensive tackle's a little weak. But there's about 5 or 6 guys that I can think they can really play. But the number one position group in this entire draft class, and it's not even close, is cornerback. But
mhm.
We're
other
gonna
than
get
that,
into
I mean, it's a solid
sheesh.
class.
Absolutely. Go ahead, twin. Go ahead and do your thing.
I mean, the class as a whole, like Alex said, if you're looking for, there's like I said, there's going to be your studs. You got your Jalen Carters, you got your Will Andersons, you got your Bryce Youngs. I think those are basically your superstars. Those are your dudes that are guaranteed going to be at least some of the best players in the league. But if you're looking for, if you're a team in need of a receiver and you're looking for you're looking for Calvin Ridley's, you're looking for Devontae Smith's, maybe a Michael Pittman. You're looking for a solid receiver, somebody that can contribute about 700 plus yards a year. You'll definitely find that in this class. Again, tight ends, there's some solid, more than solid tight ends.
Sheesh.
Um, Ironically enough, I didn't like the O line coming in. I like it a little bit more now that I did. It's still a little weak. It's a little weak, but I think there's some quality at least backups. There's some quality backups there. And then you got your D line a little weak, but again you got your five dudes. Um, Linebacker, you got a nice set of dudes that are there and they're
Agree with that.
and then you got and then where Ashawn, you got your corners, you got your safeties.
Yeah, that's the
Surprisingly,
meat. That's the
surprisingly,
meat of this class. The
no,
cornerback. I don't safety. No, the meat of this class.
surprisingly, there's some okay safeties. There's some okay role player type safeties. Like JL Skinner, he's a perfect
There's
role
like
player
five or
type
six of
safety.
them. Yeah.
There are some smooth safeties in this class.
JL Kenner is a linebacker.
You're capping. Stop
No,
playing with that man's
he
name.
is
Stop
a
playing with that
box. No,
man.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Hey,
He's a
look,
box
man.
safety. He's pretty good.
We can use a Cam Chancellor over here. It's okay. Go ahead and
Hey,
smack
we
somebody in the middle
can.
of the field.
A lot of teams can, but here's my only thing, right? My only thing with these Cam Chancellors in today's game is played with space. You know what I'm saying? And it's like when you're in space, I just would rather have the rangy athlete that can go make plays in coverage too, and not just go around.
Okay, hold on. I feel like we're disrespecting the type of athlete that JL Skinner is. Just because he's big and he is huge.
What is his measurement?
But he can move.
230 or 6'4", 220?
Yeah, like
he's like 6'3", 230, I think.
Yeah,
okay, so what does that sound like to you?
It sounds like a big safety. If you look at no, but you look at the film.
Like a big safety. It sounds like a big safety, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
He is a big safety. He can move. His hips are fluid. He can move.
Yeah, I agree. But when I say he's a linebacker, that's not being disrespectful. I'm saying in a for example, since we
hold on. Let me just kill this noise right here. What did Keanu O'Neal look like playing linebacker?
But Skinner's a different deal, though. Skinner's a different. In my opinion, Skinner's a different deal.
The only thing different is Keanu O'Neal's 6 foot. That's the only difference. They built the same way.
Bro, I'm telling you, Skinner is a very quality safety. Very quality safety. He will have a role. That's what I'm saying. We see, the J-Ron Curse is basically establish himself a role in the Dallas defense. How Hamilton plays the same role. Hamilton plays the same role in the Baltimore defense. Skinner can define himself a role in a defense, whether it's tight end.
But that was my point, right? That was my point. I wasn't trying to say that him being used as a sub patch, because I was saying a sub patch linebacker.
You said linebacker. Nah, stand on that.
You didn't let me expound on my point, man. Again, let me expound on it. I was trying to say I would like to see him as a sub package linebacker, because you can have another safety on the. Let me cook. You can have another safety on the field and use him as an enforcer. See what I'm saying? Like,
we'll get back to that. We'll see how he looks after the combine, because I think he's a prototypical, take us back to the 2010s type of strong safety. But we'll see what he does at the combine. I really like that guy. For real. I really do. I really do.
I'm saying a little 7th round. I think it's a 6th round, 7th round pick. Cam Curl's got a role in the league.
Exactly.
Cam Curl can play too.
You know what I'm saying? The JL Skinner can play.
Well, let me ask. I know we got to get off it, but let me ask just one question real quick. Who do y'all trust more in coverage, Cam Curl or JL Skinner?
Cam Curl, because he's been in the league. That's not fair.
Yeah.
But no, well, I don't mean now, because obviously you can't compare a pro to a rookie. I mean coming out.
But if I based on what I see from JL Skinner, give me JL Skinner then. If that's the context you're talking. If you're talking about when Cameron Curl was in college compared to when JL Skinner was in college, give me Skinner.
Okay, I'm gonna just have to go back and watch it then. Yeah, but when I watched, I saw more of athletic guy, but I saw more of a guy that really makes his presence felt in the box. Personally.
Okay. So think about it this way. One thing I like my safeties to do. I want you to be in every single play. I don't want you to make every play, but I want to see you in every single play.
Okay, yeah.
So when you look at his film, you can have a corner all the way to the opposite side of this field making a tackle, but you always see him in the screen. He is everywhere. The same way I feel the same way about Brian Branch. I hate that they use him solely in the slot, but when he was actually playing safety, he was everywhere. There was not a play that was made by him around.
He can play. We're gonna get into it, but he can play any spot in the secondary, bro.
Literally, he can, but it's just only pigeonholing him into the slot makes him worse. He can play slot. He absolutely can, but that's not his primary.
That's not where he's best at.
That's not his primary role, though. He needs to be moved around everywhere.
He is what we want J-Ron Curse to be. He is literally that type of guy that can do everything. He can cover in the slot. He can come down in the box. He can blitz off the edge. He can cover off the top. He can tackle. He can cover. He can play zone. He can play man. He can do so many different things. But stick him in the slot and only the slot is like, what are you doing? But we got
peanut butter sandwich without the jelly. Like you're cutting yourself short.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I learned
Nah,
that this year, honestly, because I was like, Micah Parsons, get on the edge and go rush. I don't want you to do nothing else but go rush. But I saw how I saw how the first 8 weeks, and I thought I was right. And then he hit that. He hit the rookie wall that he didn't hit this year, and he was just like, man. But we got to figure that out because I think we need another linebacker. Or
speaking of
let's just
edge
hope.
rusher, right? Speaking of
Okay, let's
edge
go.
rusher, right? Let's go ahead and let's start talking about some of these lustrous edges from this class.
Okay.
First question: how important in today's NFL do you guys feel like it is to be able to manufacture pass rush?
We saw it
Alex,
this year.
Alex, you can go ahead and start with this one, bro.
Okay. We saw it this year. The two best defenses for the first 10 or 11 weeks of the season were the Cowboys and the 49ers. And the things that they were staples were pass rush and the defensive line just being able to go in waves. Well, when the Cowboys fell off, the defense fell off, the pass rush had fallen off as well. Now, I understand that we had injuries in the secondary that allowed the receivers to get more open a lot quicker. I understand all that, but the 49ers defensive backfield is not good at all. Let's just keep it hot. Travarius Ward is the best corner they have, and he's a cornerback too. I mean, he's a good, solid cornerback, but you have somebody else on the opposite side. I can't remember his name because it just doesn't matter. It'll come back to me. It'll come back to me later, but he's not that guy. He's a CB4 on another team that doesn't have that type of pass rush. Because he has that pass rush, he's a better corner. Jimmy Ward.
You talking about Lenore?
Yeah.
Diamador Lenore came from
Oregon kid. Yeah, I remember. I evaluated him in 2021. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. I remember like scouting him. I was like, man, he's going to be an undrafted free agent because he's so inconsistent. He has good tools. But that's beyond the conversation. But pass rush is the most important thing when it comes from a defensive perspective, stopping the pass. Do you need corners? Absolutely. Do you need a good safety to stay over the top? You do. But you don't need them to be that great, and they don't have to cover that long if you have a pass rush that can just get there on the drop of the dime. Like, I understand people like coverage and all that stuff, but you can't cover for 5 seconds. Eventually, somebody gonna get open.
Nope.
Yeah.
So pass rush is you
these guys
have to
get
have
more mobile and more mobile. So
you have to have it. Why do you think the Rams got so desperate to go get Von Miller? Because they knew Aaron Donald couldn't do it by himself. They needed the pass rush. They had Jalen Ramsey back there. He shut down one side of the field, but they needed pass rush.
Yeah.
Because, like, if you think about it, pass rush is what won them that game in the Super Bowl because Jamar Chase on that fourth down was wide open. He cooked Jalen Ramsey. And Aaron Donald saved him because I'm talking about he is wide open, touchdown, ball game over. Yeah. And Aaron Donald said, nope, I don't care. I'm taking over this game.
Bring me.
Bring me. Exactly.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Go ahead, Dalen. Go ahead and piggyback off Alex. Why is rushing the passer so important in today's game?
I mean, we know me. I'm safety guy. I'm coverage guy. Of course, I'm gonna fight for coverage. I'm like coverage matters. But man, look, these quarterbacks are getting the ball off in like 2 seconds, 3 seconds, and you can get a quarterback to hold the ball just a little bit, but getting them to hold it a little bit, it's not gonna mean nothing. It doesn't mean nothing. Like it just doesn't. If you have a bunch of dudes that can only get you maybe 2 sacks, 3 sacks a year, and you got a whole field covered of whatever corner you want to name, Jalen Ramsey. Let's say Jalen Ramsey's everywhere. Jalen Ramsey, Derwin James. They're just everywhere, all over the field. They're covering everything. Something's going to break down. Something's going to get open. It's going to happen. So getting a pass rush, it just matters. I mean, we've seen it with even with Philly. We've seen it with Philly. Philly just whooped San Fran, and Hassan Reddick just absolutely took over. Hassan Reddick.
He was getting blocked by a tight end.
But he didn't allow himself to get blocked.
Let's not gas Hassan Reddick for real.
Even when Dallas
sacks came off rushing tight ends too, but
even when Dallas was playing them, you seen they was having to double Michael Parsons because they did not want him to impact the game, and Michael was still getting pressure, getting pressure. We see the whole screenshot of him.
Trent Williams.
We see that's Trent though. That's Trent. Trent's just different.
Hey, he was cooking a little bit in the first half. You gotta give him a little bit.
We seen the screenshot. We seen the screenshot of Micah literally having 310-pound Mike McGlinchey just in the air. That's terrifying. That's terrifying. So
Mike was mad. He was frustrated because he was getting whooped by Trent Williams the whole game.
Man, well, as much as I want to say coverage matters, it's the pass rush. It's just superior. It just is. The Aaron Donalds, the Von Millers, Chris Jones, Prime D-Law, Micah, any edge rusher you can name, even Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargrave, all three of them. It just matters. It matters much more than coverage.
Yeah. I think so when it comes to like animals, right? You have your carnivores and you have your herbivores. Naturally your herbivores eat the plants or whatever, but the carnivores go hunt. So you have to have hunters, you have to have pass rushers, because if you don't, then in this day and age, quarterbacks are going to be able to tear you apart. It doesn't matter if it's Patrick Mahomes or if it's Jared Stidham. Like, if you don't get to the passer, you're simply going to have just that much of a tougher time being able to stop these quarterbacks. And you can have like a great secondary, like Dalen is saying, but the problem is, like what Alex was saying, nobody's going to be able to cover for 5 seconds. And I would go a step further. It's even more important to be able to get pressure with 4. Because it's a difference between getting pressure when you're blitzing people, like sending 6 people. You're sending a A-gap, double A-gap blitz with your linebackers or whatever. But being able to get pressure with 4 is very important, because that way you can really disguise your coverages on the back end. So that way it's even harder for the quarterback to know where the blitz is coming from. It's even harder for your quarterback to be able to get the ball to his playmakers. So yeah, pass rush is
Absolutely. If you can get home with 4, then you can play games with the quarterback. Because how I would do it, if I can get coverage, if I can get home with 4, I'm putting 2 extra on the line of scrimmage. I want you to think that, oh man, 6 dudes is coming. So I'm doing all this max protection and making hot reads and everything, and then boom, I'm coming out. Or I got like 2 coming in the middle and one end coming out, or sending 5 or whatever. But you can do so much disguising and just playing mind games. We did it against Tampa. Tom Brady didn't know who was coming. We were loading up in every single gap. And he was like, I saw a clip. He was talking to his old line. I was like, I don't know who's coming. Figure it out.
Exactly. Micah had that boy pooping his pants. Like,
he had no idea, because sometimes Micah would drop back, and sometimes D-Law would drop back, sometimes Dorrance would drop back, sometimes LV would rush, sometimes he'd drop back. He had no idea.
But man, that's Tom. Tom has made a living up here. Tom has made a living up here. You literally cannot show Tom one thing twice, because he'll beat it. He'll beat it.
But we were showing him the same stuff and doing the same stuff, but the O-line couldn't keep up. I mean, it's
exactly.
I don't care who the quarterback is. I don't care who it is, because we even saw Patrick Mahomes get exposed to pass rush in the Super Bowl. If a quarterback has got pressure all around him, he is going to fold every time.
Every time.
I don't care. Tom Brady don't care about Jalen Ramsey being on one side and who's that other dude he had? AJ Boye being on the other side. They don't care. I can beat them. Just give me some time in the pocket. We can cook something up. We can beat them somehow. Pass rush is king.
Absolutely.
It's king.
Speaking of pass rush being king, let's do a little bit of comparison here. Which edge class would you guys prefer? Would you guys prefer this year's class with guys like Will Anderson, Miles Murphy, Derek Hall from Auburn, Andre Carter, just to name a few. Tyree Wilson from Texas Tech. We just prefer last year's class with Hutchinson, Trayvon Walker, guys like that. Which class would y'all prefer?
This one is deeper, and the top guy is better than the top two guys last year. So Will Anderson is he may not test as athletic as Trayvon Walker because he's not as big, and he may be a little faster. But he may not be as strong. So athletic wise, he may not match up with him. But Will Anderson is a dog against. I mean, he get busy in the run game. That dude is crazy against the run.
My favorite part about him.
And he'll go get you 10 plus sacks. You can't block him. When I was watching his film this year, it was so frustrating because he kept getting triple teamed. I'm talking about people just holding him and just everybody flicking his way. Got a running back chipping him because everybody's scared of Will Anderson. He's the one prospect. He's the one prospect that I haven't seen really since Myles Garrett that matched the hype.
Yeah.
Like, when I tell you, like, we're expecting this dude to get 10 plus sacks, and he did it every single year he was at Alabama.
Yeah.
That's insane. And when you look at his tape, he really should have had like 30 this year because he was just whooping tackles left and right, but he was getting triple teamed. There's nothing he could do.
Yeah.
Miles Murphy is a good pass rusher. He's a really good power pass rusher. Doesn't have much finesse to him, but I mean he has decent hand usage and he's got some good tools. Isaiah Foskey.
See, I didn't mention him.
Yeah, I know. He got one move. If he don't beat you with that speed,
I know. It's done. Just stop.
It's done.
Just
so
play. He's not getting home.
That speed is real, though. I give him that, but that's all he got. Tyree Wilson, I wouldn't even classify him as a true edge rusher. I'd give him more of a hybrid type of guy. He's so big and physical.
Yes, he can crazy.
Yeah, but there's one guy that I really like that we'll talk about maybe a little bit later. You may not even know him. Keon White out of Georgia Tech.
I know he is. I heard his name.
He's got some really, really good tools.
He has been kicking ass at the Senior Bowl this week too.
Yes,
them guards have not been able to do anything.
They can't guard him.
But here's I have one question. Because I've watched like a game. I haven't really got into him. Is he a defensive tackle or is he an edge rusher?
So he's one of those things.
So what?
I like to call him tweener, so I'll use the word hybrid. Okay. In my opinion, he can definitely rush off the edge. Yeah, but I feel like he would make more money if he wanted to be switch over and be like a 3-4 defensive end, be like a 5 tech, or even like be a 3 tech. I mean, I don't want him to put on extra weight. I don't think he has the quickness to make up for his lack of strength up the middle. So I don't know, but the dude is violent. He has violent hands and he has long arms to just move guys off of him. You can't get to his chest plate because he beats you to it. He just has a really, really nice skill set. I like him a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dalen. Talk about this year's class. Or last year's class? Which one would you prefer? 2022 or 2023 as far as edge rushers? Which one you going?
I mean, for me, I'd have to take this year, but I think the dudes this year they're I guess consistently more productive, or they're somewhat more productive than the ones last year. Like Trayvon Walker was all like athlete. He was all athlete. Now he wasn't bad, of course, but even on his own D line, he still wasn't better than he wasn't better than nobody really. So, Hutchinson was cool, but Hutchinson, I'm not taking Hutchinson over Will Anderson. I'm not. I don't think I am. I'm not. I mean, you just stack the dudes up next to each other. I think I'm taking this year. I'm actually huge. I like Miles Murphy. I do. I like Miles Murphy a lot. Tyree Wilson, again, I know you don't like tweener. A little bit of a tweener, but he's a high floor kind of guy where he could probably go get you about 5-6 sacks. Like the hype I comp him to, not anybody from last year, but remember when Greg Rousseau was coming out, I wasn't a huge fan of him because
I told you what he was going to be. I told y'all.
Yeah, you told us.
That's a trigger word, bro. You can't be saying Greg Rousseau on this channel. You can't be saying that name.
I told y'all. I said, man.
Now with Rousseau, you know, Alex was the one saying, he was like, "Oh yeah, you see all these tools," and I was just like, "I don't see it." With Wilson, I see those tools. I see the exact tools that Alex was talking about. I think he can be a very high-end quality piece. He may not get you 12, 13 sacks, but he can get you maybe 6, a bunch of TFLs, be a more than solid run player. I like that. And I think, you know, again, you got a bunch of sleeper dudes. Foskey, FAU, Felix Nduke Uzoma. I love him a lot. I'm a huge fan of him. I think there's a lot of quality edges in that day 2, early day 3 area that teams are probably going to get, and they're going to be eating. Now, one player actually that I'm going to touch on from last year, James Houston. Hey, I don't know what happened. They put him in this DPR role. This dude looks like Jamal Crawford pass rushing. He's literally throwing ankle breakers and he's crossing people over. He cooked everyone into like 10 sacks.
Yeah, I have to be honest with that one. I didn't even know who that dude was coming into last year's draft.
Hey, I knew who he was. I watched him.
I missed him.
I watched the game.
I didn't see that. I missed
him, and when I see, I hear this rookie, I'm like, who? And every other game, he's just in the backfield all game. Like, where was this dude at last year? He's a rookie. Like, where did he come from? I missed him. I'll be honest. I didn't know who that dude was.
Hey, that dude throughout the season. I would tune in the Lions games throughout the season. He was him.
Bro, they went and got 2 dogs that can just go. Like, bro, what the world? Look, them Lions is scary. They feel that quarterback situation.
Scary.
With women. Oh, John, they got like a top 6 pick, don't they?
Yes, they flip.
They gonna take Will Levis. They gonna take Will Levis.
They got options, bro. They can sit there. They can sit there at 6, and they can take.
Nah, they gotta call Chicago. They gotta call Chicago. They call
Chicago. They in business.
They gotta call Chicago.
In business. They call Chicago. But here's my only pushback. They have the 12th pick too, right? Or they have 13.
12th is in Houston.
12 is Houston.
All right, 12 is Houston. Okay, I think
they probably got like 16 or 17 or 15. Okay. They're pretty high up. Hold on, let me check.
Yeah, they're still like in the mid. They're like right in the middle of that round still.
Let me see. So Detroit has 6 and Detroit has 18.
That's what it is. They're right in the middle.
Yep, 6 and 18. Because they were right at the cusp of making the playoffs.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot that is actually their pick. I don't know why I'm thinking 6 is their pick. Nope, 18 is their pick. Okay.
No, 6 is from LA.
Yep, 6 is the Rams pick. Yep. Man. Oh, them Lions.
So they got options, bro. They could have.
I like it. My personal opinion, what the Lions should do is, I mean, I don't even know. That's what I'm saying. In my opinion,
what the best thing to do is give Chicago 6 and 18 in the first next year and go get Bryce Young.
That would be the best. That's the best thing to do. But I think they're going to stick with Goff. Unfortunately, I think they're going to stick with Goff.
I know they're going to stick with Goff. But you know what?
Let me push that a little bit.
What they need to do, if they're going to stick with Goff, then hear me out. If they're going to stick with Goff, they need to trade out of 6.
Fair.
Because they need to take some. I can't talk. They need to get another first round pick for next year, so they can package something else to go get Caleb Williams if Jared Goff don't work out.
I love the futuristic mindset, but here, let me get out this.
Madden. He's playing Madden.
Let me get out this though. So you at 6, realistically, at 6, you could get Stroud. You could, and you can still help your team. You can still help your team at 18.
If Mel Kiper does his job, you probably could get Bryce.
Hey, every mock draft that man does. Will Levis 1, CJ Stroud 2, Jalen Carter 3. Like, my dude.
Where is Bryce?
If Bryce Young falls to 6, we're talking about a possible dynasty being formed. Because one thing, I mean,
you reunite him with Jameson Williams. Oh my God.
And you got a Minor St. Brown.
Listen, Lions fans. I personally,
Williams in the backfield. Oh my God.
I will personally walk in the card for y'all. I will walk in the card for y'all.
The team is not good. Okay, let's just start there. But Dan Campbell has them boys playing so hard. They have he turned dogs. He turned people that was just regular people into dogs. I mean, like, did I think Kirby Joseph was going to be good? Yeah, but I didn't think he was going to be that good his rookie year.
You see the way they got Futu Melifonwu playing back there too, bro? Okuda. Look at Okuda last year and this year, bro.
Right. Bro, it's crazy. Bro. That team, they go get Bryce Young. That's going to bring some more free agents over there. They're going to
want to play with Bryce now. They're going to want to play with Bryce. I'm telling y'all, bro. The evaluation out. Bro, Bryce is gonna be up there with Patty, Burrow, all these guys in the top 5. Like, not immediately. But
be up there with who?
You heard me. You heard what I said.
Ain't nobody with Patty right now. Shut up. No.
I'm saying here in the relative near future, like in the 3 or 4 years before his rookie contract is up. That's what I'm
saying. Like, but you gotta understand that the difference between 2 and 1 is like boom. Like there's bro, no.
This is why we brought Alex. Alex is like the big brother of FILMISSART, so I can put in my place when I say something crazy.
You gotta understand. You gotta understand. Patrick Mahomes, bro, he lost his.
You get what I'm saying, though, right?
He lost his best receiver.
Look at that quarterback. Hey. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes is the alien. But I'm saying when Bryce gets starts fulfilling his potential, he's gonna be in that tier of quarterbacks where you're like, wow, like this is the guy.
Bryce Young he need to look at Tua Tagovailoa and add some weight because he
did you see what I said to the
just like him?
He's trying to get the. Do you see what I said? He's trying to get the 210. So he's already ahead of the game. I said to the chat. He's trying to bulk up to 210.
Bro, he played like 180. What?
Hey,
why is he? That was a report. They said he.
Peanut butter and jelly every hour.
Hey, Alabama has him listed at 6 foot. So that means really in true life, he's like 5'10". So if he was trying to be 5'10", 210, you know how big that is? That's like miniature Derrick Henry. That's miniature Derrick Henry. You know how big 210 is on a 5'10" person? Like, that's huge.
I'm 5'10", 185, so I can't imagine.
Because people comp his build. People comp his build to Kyler. Kyler is short and stocky. Kyler is much more stockier compared to Young.
Kyler's just fat from Call of Duty.
Not fat. Not fat. He's a little chunky.
Throwing a tantrum while he's scrambling. All right, next question.
We sitting here way off topic. We talking about Bryce Young and Kyler Murray, who was always ass.
You about to say Kellen Moore? What in the world?
No, we will not talk about Kellen Moore. No.
What in the world?
That's a touchy subject there, sir. Anyways, so we're going to end this edge rusher section with a very light but competitive question. So who would y'all rather have? Would y'all rather have Andre Carter edge rusher from Army, or would you rather have Tyree Wilson, edge rusher from Texas Tech?
I got it. I'm gonna answer.
Just
Both of
go
us.
ahead.
Both of us say Tyree Wilson.
This is not for us. This is for the audience because, like you said, Mel Kiper been hyping up people like Andre Carter. So just go ahead and tell the audience
It's not
what
even that
Andre Carter is and what he isn't.
It's not even like Andre Carter is that like he's got tools, but he's just tools. But you see, Tyree Wilson has higher end tools. Like you see his forward, you see the length. This dude is freaky. He's freaky. So man, if this isn't a question, it's Tyree. I'm just gonna get there. It's Tyree. It's Tyree, bro. It's Tyree.
Please say something about Andre Carter since he didn't want to.
I don't want to. Neither of us want to.
Andre Carter is underrated, and he needs to go back to the Army. So we can just skip the rest of this question because I'm not having a conversation about Andre Carter, especially after I saw what I saw at the Senior Bowl.
Let alone versus Tyree Wilson.
Okay, I'll talk about Andre Carter.
That was a horrible question. I need you to do that.
First of all, like I said, that question was for the viewers. We want them to understand how bad Andre Carter is and how good Tyree Wilson is.
He is doo-doo. Let's move on.
I'm gonna Andre Carter.
No. Andre
Carter, you guys.
He is a 100% finesse player. He is soft.
That he is.
You said he's what? You said he's soft or he's soft?
He's soft.
He's soft. Man, we see him. I mean, look, just to touch on the Senior Bowl a little bit.
You can just watch the Senior Bowl. I mean, he's getting his butt kicked. However, I will say this because I like Dalen alluded to that horrible name with Greg Rousseau. There are some guys to where they might be scrawny or soft or whatever, but they can be developed. I feel like Andre Carter could be developed into something down the road, but and we didn't talk about this too, but didn't Tyree Wilson get hurt at the end of the year or something? Doesn't he have like an injury concern?
Not of my knowledge, but he may be. I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, I remember reading up while I was in the report. He
had some type of surgery. But that was like back in I want to say it was October. I want to say.
I know the end of the season early.
Yeah.
But like I was saying about Carter, he's one of those guys real toolsy. He's 6'5", 6'6", whatever he is. Really, really long arms. But my issue with him is, so I watched specifically the Wake Forest game. He was so committed to stopping the run that he almost forgot. Oh wait, I got a pass rush. So I would just like to see him really just settle into his game a little bit. But he's gonna be fine. He just needs some development. So yeah, let's talk about some fatties, Alex. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about some fatties. Let's talk about some defensive tackles. We're gonna start off with a real spot. We're gonna start with a real good question. Is Jalen Carter not only the best this is a two-part question. Is he the best defensive prospect in this class? And does he have a serious, legitimate argument for being the best player in this class? Alex, go.
Easy answer is yes.
Okay. Yes to which one?
Yes, he has the serious potential to be the best player in this draft class. And that's no disrespect to Will Anderson, but in my personal opinion, if I can have a pass rusher, I want that pass rusher to be in the interior. It's the quickest direction to the quarterback, and it causes the most havoc. Any quarterback knows, I can step up in the pocket. I can circle around, but if I'm getting chased right in my face, then I'm having a tough day. You can chip an edge rusher. You can't chip a defensive tackle. Okay? Yeah. I'm not saying Jalen Carter is going to be the next Aaron Donald, but what I am saying, I think he's going to have a better career, and be a better player than Chris Jones. He has the necessary quickness. His hands are the most violent things I've ever seen. There's a particular player in this class that's a defensive tackle that has better hands, but he has good hand placement, good hand usage, and he just plays so physical. Um, Plays a run well, plays a pass well, and he just goes all game long. He gives you the same motor. He doesn't play all the snaps. I mean, you can't play the way he plays and the position he plays and play every single snap. But man, he gets after it. And when you need it, you need to play, he makes it. He may not make the actual play that goes on his stat sheet, but man, he be clogging stuff up or wrecking stuff so somebody else can go eat.
Yeah. He be right there, right? Yeah. Go ahead, Twin. Is Jalen Carter not only the best defensive prospect in this class, but does he have the potential to be the best prospect in this class and as a whole?
I mean, easy. Again, both of them. My answer is yes. I'm a huge Jalen Carter fan. Huge Jalen Carter fan. Watching him at Georgia, even when we were scouting Jordan Davis, scouting Devontae Wyatt. You look at them two, you're like, okay, these two dudes are first round dudes. They're first rounders.
Who the heck is 88?
Who is this big old boy wearing 88? He's better than both of them. And
Combined.
what is it? Davis went, I think, 12. Davis went 12, and Wyatt went like in the back at 26, 28, something like that. He went the back.
Davis went 13.
Yeah, Davis went 13. Dude, every time you watch UGA, you watch that interior line. Who is 88? Who is he? What's his name? How old is he? Is he draft eligible? No, not till next year. Oh my God. This dude is a demon.
Very accurate description.
No, for real. Like that's no disrespect to Will Anderson. I love Will Anderson just as equally, but to me, if you can dominate on the interior, that automatically makes you better, in my opinion, than being out on the edge. There's a lot of quality edge rushers. There's still not that many quality defensive tackles. Like, there's a lot of quality D tackles, but to dominate at D tackle, there's only really two. And then it's the top two, and then you got like a tier. Now, granted, Quentin Williams is starting to sneak up in there, and like Jeffrey Simmons kind of, but in my opinion, the Jalen Carter could be in that same tier as Chris Jones and Aaron Donald.
Yeah,
it would be them three, and then I think it's a separation. It's a gap. I think it's just a gap.
Alex is going to pounce on you, my boy. He is an odd.
Now, granted, how big is that gap? To me, it's different.
When you said one or two defensive tackles, I thought you was talking about in this draft, not in the NFL. There's about 4 or 5 defensive tackles that are him. So yeah, I'm with you.
I say no. In this class, hell no. Like, there's
only one. There's only one in this class.
To me, it's Jalen Carter, big old gap. Everybody else, and that's no disrespect to everybody else. It's just Jalen Carter is
facts.
Jalen Carter.
Everybody throws around that word generational, right? I think we can all agree on this panel that like Jalen Carter is like, bruh, like
Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter is a better draft prospect than Aaron Donald.
I agree.
I can't even be mad at it.
I can agree. I mean, the size is the main thing. This is how wild
it is for both Will Anderson and Jalen Carter. Since 2020, you can make the legit argument that they were the best player on both of their respective teams since 2020. You can make that argument.
Absolutely.
And Carter had 2 defensive tackles beside him that went in the first round last year. That's insane.
Jalen Carter didn't really blow up until his sophomore year. Freshman year, he was not the best player on his team. Will Anderson showed up to Tuscaloosa and was the best player on that team.
Freshman year to now, my man has been the most consistent thing on that defense
Yep.
Consistent.
On a down year, he got 10 sacks. On a triple team field year, he got 10 sacks.
Artie, you're not gonna like it, but Bryce Young was never the best player on that team.
No,
I can't be mad at it. I can't be mad at it. And y'all gonna find y'all already watched the video probably. You know, I love me some Bryce Young. But be for real, like Will Anderson is him. I mean, that's why it's so hard for me, because I do think that Jalen Carter could be the best prospect in this class, regardless. But for me, with him and Will, it's just so hard because Will and him both been doing it for so long at such a high level. It's just really tough. It's just really tough because you can't go wrong either way. You either have a stud edge rusher who literally, Bama dropped him in coverage sometimes. Like legitimately dropped him in coverage and asked him to cover people. And he was straight. Like he's a phenomenal player. But then
he's a linebacker.
I don't ever want to see that. I don't ever want to see that.
I don't either.
Interior
linebacker. He has the ability to do it. Just speaks to how good he is. Like,
hey,
bro,
like, if Micah is asked to cover, why can't Will Anderson cover?
In spurts, bro. In spurts, yeah. In spurts.
Man, Micah been playing backer his whole life. Outside of high school, he's been playing backer and edge his entire life. Will Anderson has been handling the dirt dude.
Next question.
Basically, his whole life.
I got a job. I got to be at 6 o'clock in the morning. Come on, let's next question.
All right, man. I'm gonna get you a real nice one, Alex. Can you explain to the viewers what a 1 tech, a 3 tech, and a 0 tech are?
No, that's simple. So a 0 tech, I'll start from the 0. 0 tech lines up directly over the center. His job is just to clog holes and demand and command a double team. You want him to be big. If we're talking about NFL, you want him to be about 6'2 plus, 320 pounds plus, 315 if you really know what you're doing. You're long armed. That's the type of size you want to be. 1 tech is very, very similar. It's just one shade to the left or to the right. You're going to be playing closer to you could be still commanding a double team, but you're going to be in between the center and the guard, but closer to the center. 3 tech is the premier spot. If you're an athlete, but you're still big, you want to play the 3 tech and get up to the quarterback, you're going to play between the guard and the tackle, but closer to the tackle. Is going to be on the outside shade of the guard, but which puts you closer to the offensive tackle. But that's prime position right there because you're getting a one-on-one with the guard and your edge rusher is getting a one-on-one with the tackle. You're just going to go hunt. So that's the simplest way to break it down.
Appreciate that. Last question on defensive tackles. So we got another. Which would you rather have, Gervin Dexter or Zach Pickens? Dalen, go ahead and start for us.
What happened to Mozzie Smith and
we got to
Brian?
We got to. You got to go to work, remember? I got to work too.
Why would do Mozzie Smith and Brian Brzee than Gervin Dexter?
Okay. Well, we'll do that. Brian Brzee or Mozzie Smith. Go.
Mozzie Smith.
Yeah, Mozzie. Easy. Mozzie. Easy.
So you mean to tell me you did all that for the question just to say Mozzie Smith so easily?
Yeah, because I love Mozzie Smith.
Yes, bro. You gotta understand. Like Brzee is labeled as a freak. He is, but like his play strength does not show up, in my opinion. I don't think his play strength shows up consistently.
You tripping?
I don't think it does. I see him constantly kind of getting pushed. Sometimes he'll run. Now, sometimes what's annoying to me is he will run himself out of a run play. Sometimes he'll do that, and that annoys the hell out of me for a defensive tackle. Mozzie, this dude is first off, the way he moves at 358 is crazy. And he said himself, he's comfortable at 320. He's 30 pounds heavier than what he really wants to be. It's crazy.
So the thing about Brian Brzee that makes me angry is he has the talent, all the talent in the world to be close. Not better, but close to that Jalen Carter type of height and that type of production. But man, he's not there mentally.
Yeah.
He just wants to bring carnage, and that's not how a defensive tackle plays nowadays. You gotta know what you want to do. Y'all may not be familiar with this guy about the name, but there's another guy. I think it was 2017. I think he's coming from Florida. I could be
Oh my
wrong.
God, Taven Bryan. Oh my
Taven
God.
Bryan.
Oh my
Taven Bryan.
God. Oh my
That's what it
God.
reminds me
The
of.
Falcons took him, right?
No, he got taken by
No, it was Jags.
the
Jaguars. Jaguars. He ended up with the
They
Falcons.
took him at the end of the first round.
Mhm.
Taven Bryan would literally have the first step quickness that it was crazy how quick he would get off the line of scrimmage. I mean, his first step was crazy. He'll get to the line of scrimmage so quick, but he can never find a quarterback or the running back once he gets back there. He's be looking around like, "Where's the play? Where's the play?" You serious? You just ruined everything. Just to not who the ball is. And that's Brian Brzee to me. Brian Brzee can he whoop an offensive guard? Absolutely. Is he one of the strongest players in all of college football? Absolutely. The dude is a country boy that can just pick up 500 pounds and just move it to the other side of the room. But that doesn't help him be like a good defensive tackle. Just don't have it.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, Brzee is one of those guys who's like, he's good, but it's almost like you just always want more, right? You just always want to see more. You know,
From
you just
who?
want to see more with Brzee. You just want to see more. You know, you always just want more. It's like you see the flashes, you see the pop, but it's almost like it's just like you just can never just put it together. And then you combine that with the injury, you combine that with the loss of his sister and everything, him not missing those games. You know what I'm saying? So it's just
He's also injury prone. He's been hurt a lot in his career.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So, but
It still absolutely pisses me off that he just runs out of plays. It pisses me off so bad. He'll be right there in the B gap, just run away from it. And I'm
I
like,
tell you
dude,
what though, if you know how to coach, I just tell the linebackers follow him and go the opposite way that he goes. If he passes the line of scrimmage and goes left, you go right. You'll find the ball every time.
Yeah. Moving right along here on this defensive preview. We are going to talk about linebackers now. So, Dalen, I'm gonna come to you first. I'm coming to Alex a lot first. Dalen, is there a more underrated position in the NFL than linebacker? I feel like linebackers get like this terrible rap. Do you think there's a more underrated position than linebacker?
On the defensive, I mean, linebackers essentially is like the running back of defense. Like when you, to a degree. So like you can find one and they be really good, and there's always one in day 3 that ends up overperforming. It's always one. I mean, you name the best linebackers in the league. Half the time they're not round 1 players. Linebackers somewhat overlooked, but to me, it's kind of looked at in the fashion as it should be. When you have a good one, when you have a really, really good one, keep them. If you have one you feel like is really, really replaceable, you do it. It's overlooked to a degree, but I think the value of linebacker is fine. I think it's fine for now.
Go ahead, Alex.
So I hate how the linebackers are disrespected nowadays. Somewhat what Dalen was saying, if you have a linebacker that is so good, man, and if you have 2, it just changes the game of your team. I believe that the defensive philosophy should start with defensive line, of course, and it should be followed up with linebackers. Is the secondary important? Yes. But if your front 7 is like superior, I don't care what you have back there. You're not going to run, and you're not going to have time to pass. And then if you run zone, those linebackers that are really, really good are going to be eating up the bottom portion of the zone. So the corners know I can even say flat-footed and just wait for the ball to come out, or I can just stay over top, wait for the overthrown pass, or just stay over the top and just take off for a pick. Because like I know the ball's coming out quick. I don't have to worry about double move. Who's on a double move on San Fran with that front seven? Nobody. Nobody's dumb enough to even try that.
You're not gonna have no time. You're not gonna have no time.
What I saw in San Fran was the scariest thing I ever seen because it reminded me. Everybody wants to talk about the Legion of Boom. Did I love Earl Thomas, Richard Sherman, and Cam Chancellor? Yes, but that defensive.
What about Byron Maxwell?
Huh?
Ain't nobody care about him.
Nobody care about him. Maxwell was only good because what I'm about to tell you right
I just
now.
play it, bro. I just play it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Byron Maxwell was literally he was the product. Him and Brandon Browner were the product of Bobby Wagner. What's
that dude we had? 53.
Malcolm Smith
Malcolm Smith. Yes, Malcolm Smith.
And what's his name?
Michael Vick.
No, what's the other linebacker?
What's
the other linebacker? KJ Wright.
Yes,
KJ Wright.
Ooh, I forgot KJ Wright.
Do y'all realize that the defensive line that the Seattle Seahawks had? They had Bruce Irvin, they had Michael Bennett, and they had Cliff Averill.
Oh, Cliff Averill was nice.
Cliff Averill was a stud. Dude was a menace too. He was a menace, all that. Yeah.
And then they had their defensive tackles was just huge. And you couldn't move them. They had Brandon Maybane up there, and it was just like people talk about.
Dan Quinn upstairs calling the plays, bro.
He was insane. But I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. You have all this speed, and everyone wants to talk about the secondary because they were getting interceptions and hitting people hard. But those dudes up front were the reason why they were that good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
man. But
even
the linebacker position, the best linebacker core I saw all year was in San Fran. Fred Warner, he covers like a safety, man. It's not fair. It's not fair.
Fred Warner, I remember when he was coming out. I loved him so much,
but
bro.
I liked him too, but he didn't even move the same. He's so much faster.
The other day,
now.
Right?
He's so much faster now than he ever was at BYU. If you go look back at his BYU tape, it's two different players. It's crazy. He doesn't even move the same. He's so much faster. He's bigger. He covers better. It's crazy. Yeah, Fred Warner, I don't know. I just don't get it. But Fred Warner, any other day, any other team that deep over, I think it was a straight 9 route.
Yeah, you're talking about a CD in the playoff game?
CD, bro. Yeah. No other linebacker is covering that. That's a touchdown.
They ran the same play. They ran the same play the previous week. Devin White got his ass smoked. Nobody. There's no. I don't care. Shaquille Leonard's not covering that.
Nope. I don't know any other linebacker in any other era. The only person I can think that can cover that is Luke Kuechly. And I still think Luke gets kicked. I still think
I can get a fingertip on it.
No, I don't know because the thing about Luke,
Jack throw the ball just a tear.
The thing about Luke was Luke was gonna see it coming. Luke seen it before it happened.
No. You got to remember one thing. The reason why I say I don't think Luke makes that play is because Fred Warner, by alignment from D'Amico Ryans, was on the line of scrimmage. He was in the A gap.
True.
Bro, he was in the A gap, and he still ran stride for stride with CD. Nobody else is making that play. You can't
Did you see how he bailed right before the snap?
At the snap. It's like, how can you cover that?
That's tough.
Like, as soon as Dak said Hunt, all I saw on my screen was Fred Warner's
Dak threw it, but he was like, ain't no way he catching up with him. Ain't no way. And he hawked him down. If you can find a linebacker like that, I'll take a linebacker like that over a corner any day.
That's actually my next question. I'm glad you brought up Fred Warner. Like, is a linebacker like Fred Warner, is he like the modern day linebacker that we should look for? Like,
Absolutely.
You can't find a Fred Warner.
Absolutely. You should be looking for
I'm
that.
saying not a Fred Warner, but in principle, a linebacker that can do the things that Fred Warner is he the modern day linebacker?
Yes,
What does
absolutely.
linebacker
Yes.
Yes.
No question. There's only two linebackers in this class that I think they can be even. They're not going to be that guy, but there's only two that I think that have those attributes. That's Noah Sewell and Demarvin Overshawn.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Yes.
Overshawn?
Look,
Hunter gonna watch this back and get a boner, bro. He loves Overshawn.
So I say Noah Sewell because he's the best coverage linebacker in my opinion. In terms of zone coverage, now Trent Simpson and man coverage is a little bit better.
We're gonna talk about him next. We're gonna talk
about
Noah too.
Yeah, but Noah Sewell, he has every type of instincts. Now he played this year not to get hurt. It was obvious when you look at his film. But Noah Sewell is one of those guys that he sees it before it happens, and he's just gone. And he can cover his butt off, and he loves to sit in the middle of the zones and those pass routes, and he just knocks him down, or he just stays in the way and forces the quarterback to hold it for another second.
Hold it an extra second.
Exactly. Demarvin Overshawn, he just a lightning bolt, man. He just be running all over the field. I mean, is he soft and weak? Yes, but he's so darn fast. He's so fast, man. It's crazy.
That is crazy. I've got
calling that man soft and weak is absolutely insane.
I don't care. He's so light and feathery, man. Like,
I've got nothing.
Okay, I'm sorry. He's not soft. He's a dog.
Don't apologize. This film is art. Say what you gotta say, my boy.
No. I didn't mean to say soft, but he's weak though. He didn't hit the weight room.
Do need to hit the weight room. He do need to hit the weight room. That I will agree.
Oh, my goodness.
He a lot better than Toa.
Let's talk about it. Hold on. Before we talk about that clown,
I don't know what
Dalen, just a brief overview because we know who linebacker one is. Just inform the viewers really quick of who Trent Simpson is, what his strengths are, what some of his weaknesses are, how we basically feel about Trent Simpson.
I mean, Trent Simpson is. The best way to put it is he's got the mold of a modern day linebacker that you're looking for. He's got the speed. He can actually he can man cover because of his speed and athleticism. He can keep up with anybody, running backs, tight ends. He can do it. He's not afraid to get his nose dirty. He'll come downhill and he'll hit something. He's definitely not afraid of that. He started off Clemson as a little bit of an overhang defender, a little bit of a tweener linebacker safety hybrid, put on a little bit more weight. Now, he looks all right. He looks a little bit better. But with him, he does have a little bit of weaknesses. He needs to just get a little bit more aware in zone. But outside of really that, outside of like minuscule minor little weaknesses, I think he's fine. I think he'll be okay. He's exactly what any modern day team is looking for.
Yeah. When I see Trent Simpson, obviously the first thing you think about is like Isaiah Simmons because that's the closest representation. Because they went to Clemson, they have a similar skill set. But in all honesty, this might sound insane. I hope Alex doesn't, when he gets back, like scream at me. But when I see Trent Simpson, I see a little bit of Micah Parsons as well. Because don't get it twisted. He can rush the passer too. You know what I mean?
If you ever compare somebody else to Micah Parsons, we're going to have a problem.
What did I just say, Dalen? I literally just said that he's going to scream at me. But nah, I mean, as a pass rusher, He has the ability to really cause some havoc. Dalen touched on him in man coverage, and then just doing normal linebacker things like filling gaps, filling lanes. Trent Simpson is an outstanding football player. I love Trent Simpson. So yeah, Alex, you got anything to say? What's your black screen?
outside of
Sorry, I never got me anything to heat. I was just making something to heat real quick. But Trent Simpson is a great linebacker. I wanted to say him as well with like that prototypical guy, like I was saying, Noah Sewell and DeMar Overshawn. However, he's not going to be used that way, and he shouldn't be used that way. He's a weapon. He's not a weapon of mass destruction like Micah Parsons is. However, he can be used in so many different ways that put him in that prototypical linebacker will actually hurt his career. I don't believe that he needs to be a middle linebacker and that's just be what he is. He's not that type of player. He needs to be moved around and he needs to be versatile. He's just that type of player.
Last question on linebackers, and again, this is for the viewers. I didn't make this question trying to actually have a spirited debate. Okay. So, Henry Toto
Noah Sewell.
or Noah Sewell. And why? Don't just sit here and just like if you're gonna be for real, just if you want to crap on Toto, let's do it together. Because I don't like Henry Toto either. But let's just get it all out. Let's just get the viewers to understand why these players are good and why they're not.
Noah Sewell is linebacker 2 in this class, in my opinion. Right. And Henry Toa is linebacker undrafted free agent. And that's all I'm going to say.
I mean, look, Noah Sewell, that's pretty much it. No, it's just Noah Sewell. It's Noah Sewell. I don't really get or understand the deal with Toto. Not like I don't get it. I don't get it.
All right, let's talk about it.
I don't get it.
Christian Harris came out last year, right? Now Christian Harris has some really good awareness. He was really good at filling gaps. He was good in coverage, right? But I noticed something. Christian Harris would always get to the play and make a play. Now, nowhere, some light-skinned dude wearing number 10 would do a fist bump. Like he did something. You know what I'm saying? It's just, he's a clean-up guy who can't cover and just really. One of the things that I despise with linebackers, which is something I need to work on, is I hate when you're gullible. Like, I hate when a quarterback can run a basic play action and they, like, fake your life away, essentially. And that's total. Every single time somebody runs misdirection, you can misdirect this kid's life away. Like, he will literally be, the player will be over here, and he will literally be all the way on the other side of the field, still chasing, trying to hit some tackle. Like, it's just crazy. It's just crazy how badly you can misdirect his life away. And that's why I can't take him, like, seriously as, like, a top linebacker in this class. So, I just wanted a chance to poo-poo on Henry Toto because I don't like him at all. Alex, you want to poo-poo on him a little more? Or you straight?
Nah, bro, we good.
We all good, man. I'm just making some heat real quick. We good.
Man, we good, man. Move on.
Now we're moving right along here. This stream's going great. I just want to say I'm proud of both of you gentlemen. I told y'all I was gonna let y'all cook, and y'all was definitely doing that. Now I'm moving over to the cornerbacks. So Dalen, I don't know what you eating on, but you need to gulp it down because it's your time to shine, my boy. First off, we can all agree that this class is absolutely stacked. We haven't talked about it, but this week, y'all, the Senior Bowl's going on, and it's just play after play being made by these cornerbacks. Darius Rush, Kabu Kelly, the kid Josh Brent from Kansas State. I mean, this cornerback class is insane. So my question to start for you, Dalen, is When's the last time we had this many cornerback prospects with this much upside? Like seriously, because I don't remember. I don't remember a cornerback class being this good since I've been scouting.
I don't think there's any. I don't think there's any. Like corner, like that's why we say good corners are very hard to find. So for this class to not only be loaded with, you got your top dudes, but you got a whole bunch of depth behind them, quality players that are probably going to end up being, CB2, CB3s, very quality pieces. I don't know. I really do not know. I'd say maybe you can get the. I don't even know if you can come close to it. Really, I don't know. I really don't know.
In my opinion, this is the deepest cornerback class we've seen in over 20 years. This is called a spade a spade. When you have a draft prospect like Clark Phillips, I'm gonna start with him. When you have a draft prospect like Clark Phillips, and he's barely in the top 5 of the cornerbacks.
I mean, by the skin of his teeth.
By the skin of his teeth, he's in the top 5, and he's an amazing prospect. That should be the telltale of how great this cornerback prospect draft is. I mean, it's beyond me. When I tell you, I see about 11 starters at corner in this class.
Bro, yes, absolutely.
That's crazy.
Absolutely.
Yes, bro. Oh my goodness. I knew this class was different when I watched. So I watched we're gonna say the big 3, but I'm gonna include Witherspoon. I'm gonna say the big 4. I watched Witherspoon last. I knew this class was good when I watched Joey Porter first. I was like, dang, that's CB1. Joey Porter first. I seen Cam Smith. I was like, oh snap, he might be CB1. Then I watched Gonzalez, and I was like, wait a minute, hold on.
That's
like,
CB1.
And then I watched Witherspoon, and I was just like, can it get any better? Like, bro.
I'm gonna drop the nugget. I heard Dalen say it. Christian Gonzalez is CB1.
That's CB1. Honestly, if you put, that's what I'm saying. It has to be at least.
People thought Gonzalez was.
It has to be at least 2021. And we was just talking about J.C. Horn,
Pat Surtain.
That was it.
No,
bro, you can fight 6 dudes to be the number 1 dude.
Deep, bro. And the 4 I mentioned, Porter, Cam, Gonzalez, and Witherspoon, all got an argument. I mean, all got a legitimate argument. Witherspoon got like 16 pass breakups this year, bro. Do this, bro.
Very fair.
Now, the one thing that does concern me about stats, I don't look at stats, I look at film, because the one thing that concerns me about Witherspoon is quarterbacks throw at him a lot. They throw at him a lot.
But he's still producing.
Hey, but no. You want to talk about a cornerback that doesn't get thrown at all? His tape is boring. Jalen Jones' tape is absolutely awful. It's the worst tape I've seen in my life. He's so boring.
I hate him so much.
He's so boring to watch. Nobody throws at him, but he's so boring.
I don't understand why people don't throw at him, because he gives up. He's so mediocre to me.
Yeah, he has a lot to be desired. So I don't
he's just big, but he's so slow. You know where he would thrive the best though?
Where?
Seattle.
Probably. Hey, do need another boundary corner, because I don't think Michael Jackson can provide anything really.
No, they got Kobe. They got Kobe.
Kobe plays slot though.
Kobe been in the slot.
Oh, I mean, if I was Seattle, I'd be like, round 2, go get me Jalen Jones and lock that all up.
You got Woolen on the other side getting 6 interceptions.
Hey, look, I'm still mad about that. Let's not talk about Woolen, because he's supposed to be a Cowboy, and that is. Imagine if we had DeRon Bland and Tariq Woolen right now.
Oh man! Stop!
Bro,
stop.
But we wanted to waste a draft pick with Jalen Tolbert.
Hey,
we wanted to take Jalen Tolbert. Like,
let's not do that. We got some Tolbert. Okay? Let's
I
not come.
like
Let's not
Jalen
come.
Tolbert.
Hey,
I like
he was
Jalen
his.
Tolbert.
He was his conference's player of the year. Okay, he's him. All right.
What did he play in a swag? Like, oh, man.
Wow.
Come on, man. That man went to South Alabama, bro. South Alabama. He was cooking at the Senior Bowl, but man,
he did have some doo-doo quarterback play though. To be a conference player of the year with doo-doo quarterback play, that is impressive. I don't care what conference you're playing. But hey, Dalen. So like I aforementioned, you are the defensive back guru of this department. So I gotta ask you, can you please explain to our wonderful, beautiful viewers the difference between a off man coverage corner and a press man coverage corner? Floor is yours.
Well, I mean, that again, that's another simple thing. So we got, off man. Off man can range anywhere from 5 yards off to plus 5 yards off plus. Preferably, how I would play my off man is I would play my off man anywhere between that 5 to 8 yard mark. Definitely not 10. Obviously depending on down and distance, but I would play it about 5 to 8. Cornerback, your wide receiver, you're letting the receiver off the ball. But again, you got to trust your instincts and, key in on a lot of things, key in on the hips, key in on head motions, head fakes, just to be sure, because off man is probably the hardest coverage to play by far. It's not close.
Hands down.
It's one of the harder coverages to play. You're giving the receiver a free release, and then, they're going to give you every head fake and everything like that. And you can't turn your hips too early. You got to make sure you backpedal, because if you don't backpedal, or at least you don't try to move backwards, they'll run right by you. It's all so hard to play. That's why not a lot of corners are very good at off man. Now on the counterpart, you got your press man. That's where you want your dude. You want the guy. You're gonna get in his face. You're gonna get in his face, and you're gonna probably either stick a hand in. You're gonna put a hand in his chest. You're gonna punch him in his chest, or you're gonna just mirror his release. Just make sure you're staying tight, close in his hip pocket. Be able to smell what he ate for breakfast. That's exactly how you want your press coverage to be. As my coaches would say, you got to smell what he ate for breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever time of day it is. You better smell what he ate. Be in his hip pocket, grab his pockets, do whatever it takes. You're not going to separate. Be on him like white on rice.
For sure. Hey man, so a little bit about one of the cornerback prospects that we are evaluating here at FILMISSART. Let's talk about Joey Porter Jr. Now, the wonderful DB guru, like I said, Dalen, did his scouting report here, as you guys can see here. Dalen, just talk a little bit briefly about some of Joey Porter Jr.'s strengths and weaknesses of the cornerback, and what teams you could potentially see him targeting. Teams you could see potentially targeting him in April's draft.
I mean, Joey Porter Jr. Obviously one of his more obvious strengths would be he's got NFL pedigree. His daddy, Joey Porter Sr., even though an edge rusher, again, he's got NFL pedigree. It's just in his bloodline. And you see it out there in his play. He's very comfortable. He's comfortable in zone coverage. He's relatively comfortable in man. I'd like to see him a little bit. I like to see him get his punch in press coverage a little bit better. It's little minuscule stuff, but overall, he's a very high floor type of dude. He's probably going to come in. He's probably going to come in and be a very, very high quality corner for whoever's drafting him. To me, he's a top 20 type pick in this class. So you can see him, maybe if Seattle wanted to get freaky, Seattle could pick him. Detroit, maybe they want to pair him with Jeff Okudah. I know Tampa's losing some corners. Maybe they want to pick him. Who else is another team that needs a corner? Even Houston. Maybe Houston could pair him up with Derek Stingley, and now your secondary is pretty much set. I'm a huge fan of Porter Jr., and I think that he I think he could be a very, very quality piece for a long time. Kind of like he reminds me of Pat Surtain, where everybody knew Pat Surtain, his daddy played in the league a long time. we know he's going to be one of those players where he's going to come in and he's just going to play for a very long time, be a very, very good player. And that's really just how I view Joey Porter Jr.
Sitting here and letting the film play a little. Yeah, this game we're showing right now against Purdue, man, he showed out. I mean, this was the game that really sold it for me. I went back and watched this 2021 tape, obviously this summer, but when I saw him do what he did to Purdue and Charlie Jones, who was not a scrub at receiver, by the way, I was just like, man. You know, I think in the game alone, he had like 4 pass breakups, was targeted like 12 times, only allowed like 3 completions for like 23 yards. I mean, it's just some outstanding film. And yeah, in this game, like Dalen was explaining, you see him right there. He's off. He's playing off man coverage, and he is thriving. You know, we're not going to show the whole game, obviously, but he thrived a lot in this game. And off-man coverage. So, Dalen, that brings me to just one more question for you real quickly as we let the film run. What teams could you possibly see Joey Porter fitting best in? You know, we know he's a long-rangey cornerback. We know he's very physical. Where do you see Joey Porter fitting best at as far as team fits?
For team fits, I mean, any team that you know kind of specializes in any type of coverage where he's going to be primarily off the back to the sideline. I'm not going to use too many basically use him to where his back is to the sideline. He can keep everything kind of in front of him, and he uses his length and stuff to kind of disrupt passing windows and everything like that. I mean, I don't necessarily know Houston. Well, obviously, D'Amico Ryans, D'Amico Ryans is the higher down there, so I would like to see him down there in that, cover 3, kind of off cover 1.
You see that play right there, bro?
Yeah, man, it's just him.
Oh, that reaction, bro. Ugh.
Unfortunately,
caught that, bro.
Unfortunately, the opposition's Philly. He looked good in a Philly jersey. And I mean,
but I agree.
he'd be good. He'd be good. And I mean, probably his scariest fit, probably New England. You let Bill Belichick get his hands on another corner, another really, really solid corner. That's a little scary. That's a little scary for Bill Belichick.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. All right, gentlemen. We are at the critical juncture here with the cornerback discussion. Heading down the home stretch of the stream. Give me your top 5. Give me your top 5 cornerbacks right now. Alex, I'm gonna let you go first. I'm gonna go last. Give them to me. Let's go.
You're not gonna like it, but
I don't care. You're brothers. I don't like half the stuff you do. We're brothers, so go ahead.
Number 1 is, I've already said it, Christian Gonzalez. In my opinion, it's not even close. I think he takes the cake. He's physical. He's humongous. He's strong. He has fluid hips, great ball skills, and he just match and mirrors so well. And his run defense, and he coming down and he's pounding folk. Number 2, Cam Smith. Cam Smith, number 2. The ferocity that he plays with, but he plays very ferocious, but he plays smart. He's gonna let you have it all night.
Controlled physicality. Yes, controlled physicality.
He's gonna let you have it all night long. He's gonna talk your head off. He's gonna throw you off the game, and he's gonna put the straps on you. That's what he do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Number 3, Clark. I'm playing. No. Number 3. Number 3, Joey Porter Jr. I have to go Joey because I mean he's just him, man. But these are like 1 ABCs. Like it's so tight. It's like, bro. But no, Christian Gonzalez, he's my number one. It's not even close. And then number 4, Clark Phillips.
Mm-hmm.
Over Witherspoon?
I gotta go with the Witherspoon, man. I got to, because the thing that separates, I know Clark is gonna be like 5'10, 5'9, 5'11. Who cares?
Who cares? Who cares? Who cares?
I'll tell you, the best coverage corner in this class is Clark Phillips. Now, there's other players that do more things better than him, but if we're talking about just lining up in the dirt and just going mano, give me Clark. I don't care that he's 5'10. I don't care that he's 5'9. He gonna jump over you. He gonna take the ball and he gonna take it to the crib.
He's clamped so many good receivers that we
love. Did you see
just 2 names? Just 2 names.
Addison?
Just 2 names. Jordan Addison.
Did you say he held
his own against Drake London. He held his own against Drake London.
Held his own. That man is 6'5", and he seatbelted him.
But guess what? No, he strapped Drake London. But you know what's crazy? What's crazy is the coach down there is stupid, because Jackson Smith and the Jigma went for like 300 yards. And all those yards were never on Clark Phillips.
He never saw him. Never.
What in the world?
Ryan Day had this man, Jackson Smith and Jigman, running back all over the field. And Clark Phillips can't get one rep on him?
Yeah.
He gave y'all 350.
He got some reps on him. And Jackson Smith and Jigma was like, I'm strapped. I can't go nowhere. When anytime during that game that Clark Phillips was on Jackson Smith and Jigma, CJ Stroud was the other way. He's like, I'm not going over there. I'm not going over there. Clark Phillips is him. Now you're not gonna like number 5.
Don't tell me Witherspoon not even in your 5.
Nope, not playing. Nah, number 5 is Devon Witherspoon, man. And come on, Witherspoon is just like, man, come on. Is he a can't miss prospect? No, but man, he has some tools that you can use, and he has some things that you can't teach. I agree with Dalen. He's the best off coverage cornerback in this class, and that part is not even close.
No,
he reacts so well.
I've never seen a person. I've never seen a person read a zig route from off coverage.
I have. I've seen it one time, but it was like 25 years ago.
I lost my mind. I was like, there's no way he just seen that.
It's been 25 years since we last seen it, maybe 20. But the last person to do that was Asante Samuel Sr.
Yep, him too.
I love how you
said that. I was like,
how you said singer, because
I was like, bro, how did you see that? Like, what a word you smoking? Like, how did you see that? but my number one sleeper, my number one sleeper, he needs to get that body right and get big, because he's a little frail. But Emmanuel Forbes is nice.
I thought you was finna say Eli Ricks. I was finna have to cut the stream off.
Eli Ricks is the worst corner in this draft.
You know, in life, it's really good when you have gentlemen who can all agree on one thing. One thing we can't agree on FILMISSART. Eli Ricks is absolutely not him.
No, he is not. No. I forgot he was in his draft class. When
he came out, I literally texted Hunter, who's like my best friend, by the way. I texted Hunter. I was like, what is wrong with this dude? Why would you come out?
Yeah.
You couldn't even beat out Terrion Arnold in camp.
I don't know why you came out.
I'm still intrigued. Intrigued with Ringo.
What was it? The last 2-3 games that he played? Like, okay, he was okay, but
he stepped it up towards the end of the season. But
like 2 to 3 games.
But the thing is, it was funny though. The 2 top cornerbacks that came in preseason were Keely Ringo and Eli Ricks, and they were both doo-doo.
Keely Ringo is not even in his top 5, y'all.
He's not even in my top 10.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
Go ahead, Dalen, because he's gonna hate my top 5. Then go ahead, Dalen.
All right, I got my 5. Ironically, I got the same names as Alex, just in a different order. Again, we both agree. CB1's Gonzalez. It's him. It's just him. I did come in. I first was Joey Porter Jr. Then I turned on that Gonzalez tape. I said, man, look, I don't know how. I don't know how he can't be CB1, but he gotta be CB1. He just gotta be CB1. CB2, Cam Smith. Again, just strapped down, locked down. Dog. Cam Smith is my favorite corner in the class. I love Cam Smith. I want to put him at CB1 so bad because of my favoritism, but Gonzalez is just him, bro. I can't do that. I cannot be disrespectful to Gonzalez. He's just him. CB3, we got Joey Porter Jr. Again, more than solid corner. Love him to death too, but I love Cam Smith. I love menaces at corner. Love him. Absolutely love him.
That's the kid in real life, y'all.
Number 4, I'm gonna go with Devin Witherspoon. I'm just gonna go with Devin Witherspoon again. I love him to death too. Never ever seen a corner read a zig route from off man. I just haven't. He got that inside outside ability, athleticism. He comes downhill in a hurry. He's quick. I absolutely love it. And 5, you got to have Clark Phillips in your top 5. Bro. You just got to. You have to. Now whether you have 3, 1, 5, I'm not gonna argue with you, but he's got to be in there. I don't care that he's 5'10". I don't care that his arms are little. I don't care that he's barely 100, maybe 70, 80-ish pounds. I don't care. I seen him guard Jordan Addison and Drake London with ease. Strapped down, dog. I seen it. Please turn it. And natural ball skills, bro. He's going jumping curl routes. He does not play like he's 5'10". Opposite way.
He does not play like he's 5'10" at all.
Dog. And he's also got that inside outside ability too. He can play inside, he can play outside. He's just as comfortable. Bro, come on. You got to quit playing with him like that. Like, that's one thing is I hate when they be like, well, he's 5'10" and da-da-da. Man, throw that garbage out of here, bro.
You know who the best corner was in the last, not even the last generation, but like, y'all remember Brent Grimes?
I remember Brent Grimes.
Bro, he was 5'9", strapping up Megatron. I don't care about people's height.
He made some unreal interceptions too. Yes. Unreal interceptions.
I don't care about height. Can you play football?
And I'll say this, even today, the second best corner in the league is Jair Alexander, and he's 5'10".
He's 5'10".
I don't care. I don't care if you're 5'10".
That's my comp for Clark Phillips is Jair Alexander.
And I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all.
I'm gonna go quickly through mine. Clark Phillips number 5. Clark Phillips.
If you put Keely Ringo in your top 5, I'm going to get into bed with my wife. I'm gone. So you better change it up right now, because I promise you, click, boom, gone.
I'll tell you this: Clark Phillips has got to be in there.
Got to be. If you got Keely Ringo over Clark Phillips,
Clark Phillips number 5.
You got to be.
Devin Witherspoon number 4. Okay, yeah, you're ready to stop sweating now. All right. Cam Smith number 3.
Right.
Joy Porter number 2, and Gonzalez number 1.
Fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I was just teasing y'all. Keely Ringo is not in my top 5.
He's not in my top 10, so
he's in my top 10.
Barely in my top 10, just barely. Bro, but I'm about to change it. I'm about to change it here real soon. So I
don't have a top 10 right now because Darius Rush is out here giving everybody a run for their money. So
yeah, I was say he about to slide in my top 10 the way he playing. Because I got Jalen Jones 6, I got Forbes 7, I got Garrett Williams 8.
Garrett Williams is my 6.
Yeah, I got Caillou Blue Kelly is 9.
He's my 8.
And then sleeper, don't forget about another short dude, Hodges Thompson, 10.
You gotta talk about him. You have to talk about him. If you're gonna give Clark flips his flowers, you've got to give Hodges Tomlinson his.
Yes.
Because they're the exact same player.
Whoa.
I don't know what exact same
I
player.
don't know about
I don't know
that.
about that.
Pipe it down a little bit, buddy.
I don't know. I like some THT, but
Yeah, what? All right.
And you know who else is? But this is what I'm saying though. I just named 10 guys that I believe will be starters in like the first year or two. I didn't even mention Tyreek Stevenson.
He's
Not a
really
senior ball guy.
Honestly, I have a sleeper. You know, the cornerback from Michigan, DJ Turner. I somewhat like him. I don't know why.
Turner's
I
12.
don't know why. I like him. I like him a lot. I like him a lot.
Turner's my 12.
Yeah, that dude fast,
I'm not particularly fond with Noah Daniels and Mekhi Garner either. But I mean, that's just me.
I'm not either.
So,
Quickly, how do y'all feel about the kid from?
How we feel about who?
Hold on, let me get on my board. The kid from
That name some trash player and like garbage.
Stop. Let me cook. The kid, Garner. The kid from Louisville, bro.
Yeah,
Clark.
Keyshawn Clark.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
Him. He's him.
That's some bias though, because you just doing that for the city.
No, but in reality, I mean, we first off, I've never seen a corner sniff out so many screens. That dude, he's sniffing screens out left and right. It's like, man,
that was crazy.
He's playing off coverage. I see a screen. Boom. Press coverage. I see a screen. He's 5'10", but he's running like through the blocks too to go get the screen.
Yeah.
We are at the last section, gentlemen. We made it. We an hour and 36 in. We cooking. We're at the last section, and we're gonna talk about safeties a little bit. We're gonna get on up out of here. The first question: is there a true difference? This is something we hinted at earlier. Is there a true difference between a box safety and a linebacker?
Yes.
Yes. So the way that the offensive line.
Please explain, by the way. Please explain.
How the way that the offensive linemen count. You know, they for terms of protection, they'll have bigs and smalls. That's the most basic concept. Of course, the bigs are who's going to be coming for pressure, and the smalls who's going to be near us in coverage.
Yep.
Box safety's coming down. You don't really know what to classify him as. Like, I remember hearing Micah talking about all the time. It was like they don't know how to classify me as a big or as a small. So it was like they're really confused on how to protect. So box safety, okay. So a linebacker is what he is. He's going to line up in a certain gap. He's going to be a Will, Mike, or Sam. And there's only certain spots you can put him in. A box linebacker, you can put him anywhere in between those hashes or on the edge. You can place him anywhere, and he can be placed just above the linebackers, just spine over there. You can do so many different things, and they have more space, and they don't have to eat as many blocks as a linebacker truly has to deal with. We talk about how like the weak side linebacker is like the easiest linebacker position to play because you run it untouched. You ain't got to deal with no blockers coming in because the Mike and the Sam is going to eat all that. It's the same thing with a box safety. I mean, you just free roaming. How many times you see Donovan Wilson get hit by a lineman? Very rarely, because he's an unblocked defender every single time.
Players like Donovan Wilson is actually why I asked this question. Because I want the viewers to understand, like, you know, when Donovan Wilson, number 6 for the Cowboys safety, when he drops down, it's a difference between him and, you know, Fred Warner's in his natural spot. But go ahead, Dalen. Go ahead and expound on what Alex said about the difference between a box safety and a linebacker?
I mean, there's a huge difference. I mean, in reality, really like you can ask a box safety to do a whole bunch. You can ask a linebacker. The modern day linebackers do a bunch, but there's not very many modern day linebackers. So they get replaced with these box safeties. They get asked to cover tight ends because they got the length. They're also asked to cover running backs because sometimes they got the speed for it. So in that aspect, they're similar. They're somewhat similar. They play similar roles to a degree. But again, like Alex was saying, the count, it throws off their count. They see a safety roll late in the box. What are you going to do? Are you accounting for him as a blitzer? Are you going to slide the protection toward him? You're going to let sometimes, and there's not a lot of good pass pro running backs in the league. So are you going to let a running back try to handle him and try to take care of him? Because we've seen it where, they'll come clean and they'll come kill the quarterback. Or that box, or even that box safety, again, quarterbacks nowadays are mobile. They're mobile. We see two quarterbacks in the Super Bowl are relatively mobile. Jalen Hurts is a weapon with his legs. That box safety, some box safeties can take care of him and essentially deter him from running. Now, you're not going to stop him. You're not going to stop him, but you can deter him. At least hit him a little bit. Let him know that you're here.
Donovan Wilson did that week 6 against Philly. He smacked Jalen Hurts so hard one time. He was just like, man, I don't want to run no more.
That's what I'm saying.
They stopped calling me runs after that. That's when they started that mess when they ran like 8 straight plays or something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying
I remember that. That's when Donovan Wilson, he hit hard.
You got to deter him. You got to deter him from trying to run. He might be able to get some yards, but boy, you gonna feel it.
He got hit by Nick Bosa in the championship game, and it was like, man, I don't want to get hit again. And he would never run the same way.
Yeah, he was getting up real slow. I remember Hufanga. When Hufanga pushed him out of bounds and got that flag, boy,
Hufanga smacked that dude, man. That's another dude I was trying to tell we needed to draft. But I was like, no, he trash.
Man, that's because D'Amico did a good job of actually utilizing what he's good at. Exactly. They did a very good job at making sure.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you he was? He was a missile.
He was a missile.
And he was instinctive. And we could do the same thing here in Dallas.
I do trust Dan Quinn to do that. I agree there.
I mean, come on. It was so simple.
I mean, it's tough though because we're in a fortunate situation. We have a freaking mastermind at defensive coordinator. When it comes to most of these teams, they got regular dudes at defensive coordinator, so they're not going to get the most out of their guys like us or San Francisco with D'Amico Ryan. So when you're evaluating these prospects like Hufanga, he's a missile, but he misfire all the gosh damn time. I mean, be for real.
He can't misfire that much being all pro.
Yeah, he was an all pro. Most definitely.
You're real quiet over there, right? Yeah.
Yield. I yield.
So here's since we talk about masterminds and stuff, the Cowboys defense will not reach their fullest potential with their fire in the cage. I say that, and I know we're dealing with coaching changes, but there's only one coach, on the entire coaching staff that I can for sure say he brings fire to this team, and that's Dan Quinn. Why is Dan Quinn in the press box? I don't care. When I look at that defense, the best game that I saw them play, and it wasn't against a good quarterback, so I don't care. But the best game that I saw our defense play the last 2 years was against the Saints. We played some great defense. After that and before that. But the best game that I saw of the linebackers and everybody flying around was against the Saints.
Yeah.
And who was on the sideline? But just that one game was Dan Quinn.
Oh, you talking about last year?
Yeah. He talking about 2020 or 2021. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you was. Oh, well, that was a good defensive game too. Yeah.
No, it was. No, it really was. I mean, you see Micah was flying around. I mean, sure, it was against Taysom Hill, but
It don't matter when you look at the pace of the defense.
On that game too. Oh,
It don't matter who they was.
Carlos Watkins.
It don't matter. It doesn't matter.
Extremely underrated.
But my point is, it didn't matter who was playing quarterback or what team was playing. Whenever they got a turnover, you can see the entire team just erupt on the sideline. And right in the middle of that was Dan Quinn. The team was just fiery and just running. Anytime somebody in San Francisco makes a play, who's the first person the camera goes to? D'Amico Ryans, because he brings that energy. And we loaded up in the press box, and it gives us nothing. We gotta move. He's got to come back to the sideline.
The Cowboys right now. We got to move. We talk about this all day, every day. We got to move.
I know. Somebody brought up D'Amico Ryans. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Hey, it's good. Good content. Good content. Next question, quickly. Is safety the most difficult position to play on defense? Dalen, you play.
No. Hell no.
It's the easiest.
Hell no. If anything, it is one of the easiest. Unless you're over the roof, unless you're like the over the roof type, then maybe.
That's specifically what I was implying. I was talking about
it's corner. It's corner. It's the second hardest position to play overall outside of quarterback.
Okay, I'll let you cook and then I'll respond.
Come on. Like as Dion said, bro, you got to be able to run as fast as a receiver does forward, backwards. You have to run backwards, cover people for longer than 2 to 3 seconds, and now these receivers are getting better. So you're covering freak athletes that are 6'2", 6'3". They're all twitched up, or you're covering a little tiny twitched up guy. It's impossible. It's very, very hard to do. It's literally the second hardest thing to do besides quarterback. It literally is. It just is.
Let me tell you why I think safety has a legit argument. Everything that you said is true about cornerback, correct? But what if that cornerback falls down? Be honest, if that quarterback falls down, what about busted coverages? What about who's responsible for cleaning up? Whatever the heck happens back there, whether it's a linebacker, cornerback, whatever. Your last line of defense is your safety. And especially for those guys he's talking about on the roof, he's talking about free safety position, normally the position who covers the deep thirds of the field. I mean, how many elite free safeties are in the league? Like 4, 5? It's like
2,
6 or 7 elite corners. So it's just, for me, I do think corner is the hardest position on defense, but I think free safety has an argument because the free safety is responsible for so much.
They're not.
I mean, so much.
Not compared to that corner, dog. Not compared to corner.
I mean, but realistic though, a quarterback is responsible as not necessarily per every play basis because you play different coverages, but in reality, a cornerback is really responsible for their man or their area. Bro, sometimes the safety gotta cover a whole half of the field, bro.
Man, I'm gonna let Alex cook. Alex, go ahead, Brody.
So
that's just how I see it, though.
I got 5 more minutes. My wife just got in the bed, so it's about time for me to go. So I got like 5 more minutes. So safety, in my opinion, even like over the top, is the easiest position to play. And let's break it down like this. Let's start from the defensive line. They have a 300-pound person every single play trying to stop them. Let's just start from there. So they have to overpower somebody, get through the line to tackle the running back or to sack the quarterback. To add on to that, you also have a lot of times, especially in this day and age, you have a lot of motion. I don't think people realize what the motion does to the defensive line. Okay, you be seeing linebackers pause. Well, at the last second, I have a new responsibility because the motion of the slot just changed my gap. Now I have to slide here or slide there. I have it changes everything on the fly like that.
Well,
Boom.
my gap is on the move. My gap is on the move.
My gap is on the move now.
Fair.
So you have to take account to all those things for the defensive line. Linebacker is even worse because now not only is their gap moving, but if I take too much of a cake to the motion and a play is really going to the opposite side, my whole team is screwed. Safety,
Fair.
all they have to do, if your responsibility is deep half, let's say we're running cover 2 and you have your deep half, you just stay over the deepest man. That's your job. Stay deeper than the deepest man. Okay?
But
If there's
that's
a post,
so difficult at times.
all you gotta do is keep
compared
running.
to everything
Not
else
compared to
stuff.
everything else. Not compared to everything else.
I slightly. I mean, it's not life or death or nothing like that.
Right,
But
that's
I'm not like
fine.
attached to the argument. But I'm saying, in my opinion, safety is a little harder. A little harder than giving credit. For.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Playing defense in general is hard. If
I
you
mean,
play
yeah,
defense-
you're at an automatic disadvantage. Yeah,
Especially now.
you
yeah,
can't
like,
touch nobody. Yeah,
right,
be
defense-
for real. Yeah,
defense is hard. If you try to hit
the
somebody and knock
NFL
the
is
ball
soft now, bro. The NFL is soft.
Yes. College too, high school, all that is soft. So you can't play. You're already handicapped from there. The safety, like first of all, you see how many throws are in the middle of the field, like slants in the middle of the field. You wouldn't dare to do that with Patrick Willis or Ray Lewis in the middle of the field. Who's throwing in the
Somebody
middle of the
gonna
field willy-nilly?
Somebody gonna
Nobody's
die.
doing that foolishness. No. But that's the way the NFL is. You can go in the middle of the field all you want to, handy dandy, and just, I get the call. And the offensive
In college is
the
worse.
offensive-
You hit
the
somebody in the head in
offensive
college,
players-
you can't play for the rest of the game.
exactly. And God forbid you do it in the second half because then you can't play in the first half of the next game. But
Exactly.
these wide receivers are running in the middle of the field like, I want you to hit me. I want that 15 yards. I want you to hit me. I can take a hit. It's free yards.
It's to the point now where CeeDee Lamb will catch the ball and he'll look for the hit. Like he'll look
and be bracing for it. Like he's not even trying to. He's not even trying to make a move no more. He's just like, I'm gonna just take this hit.
All right.
But no,
we're gonna bypass the Chris Smith question. We'll do a film on him, or we'll do his evaluation at some other point, because I really want to talk about this player. I really want to close out this player because he deserves all the flowers he's finna get. Everybody, just quite quickly, I'll go first. The question is, does Brian Branch deserve to be in the Micah Parsons tier of defensive players because of his versatility? And I say yes. I think that Brian Branch let me cook. Y'all been giving me evil faces, eyeballs all night. Let me cook. I think Brian Branch is a top 10 player in his class. I think that Brian Branch can play any spot in the secondary. When it comes to him as a tackler, he's sure as a tackler as in his class. I love him in the slot. I think he can do things outside as well. I like him at free safety. I like him at strong safety. I see him truly as a defensive weapon. I don't really see him as a safety or a corner. I see him as a defensive weapon. And I can't wait to see what defensive mind gets to use him at the next level. I mean, you can take your hoodie off, bro. I feel how I feel. I love his tape. I love the consistency in his production. I think Brian Branch is one of those guys who we're gonna come back around here next year, and we're gonna say, man, Arti was right. Like, I'm not saying he's gonna be all pro or nothing like that his first year, but I think he's gonna really impact whatever defense he lands on. So, whichever one of you gentlemen that don't agree with me can go ahead.
So it's not that we want to disagree. I believe that he has potential to be an All-Pro in his rookie year. However, I'm not going to take any type of comparison to Micah Parsons and just be okay with that. So they like no,
You have
like
to loosen the attachment to Micah, bro.
no, it's not even that. But Micah Parsons
It's
and
not
Brian
even
Branch not even the same type of player. Like, how can you
How
even put
how can
those?
how can you not now? How can you say that when Micah Parsons coming out, right? Coming out. What was Micah Parsons? Micah Parsons was a linebacker who could do pass rush things. What is Micah Parsons now?
He's
What
a
is he now?
pass rusher.
He's a defensive weapon.
dog.
No. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
Okay. Okay.
Now, the way that Brian Branch is being used in Alabama is the same way that it was a particular safety that was drafted in the first round. I want to say 4 years ago. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think you're
Describe
talking
the
You know
about.
what I'm talking about?
You said 4 years ago, so I was gonna
It's been
say
Minka.
Minka,
four or
but I
five.
was like,
It
Minka.
is Minka. It is Minka.
Yeah, I knew it.
It is
Yeah, it was
Minka.
Minka. Minka
Minka
was
was
five. I
Minka
think
was
Minka was
literally
5 or 6
used.
years ago.
No, it can't be. I
Minka
thought it
just
was
got a
2019.
contract. Minka just got a
No, I thought it was
contract.
20. I thought it was 2019. He wasn't in the same class as LVE. I thought it was a year after.
Hold on.
Nah, he
I'm gonna look
wasn't
it up.
in
You go ahead. You
2020.
go ahead.
He was in
I'm gonna look it up.
2019.
I think it was 19.
No, he no. Oh, no, was he? He was in 2018, wasn't he?
He might have been 2018 because he got traded. He got traded from Miami to. Yeah, he was
The
2018.
Steelers.
Yeah, because he was in the same class with Derwin James. Yeah.
Damn, I didn't know that. I forgot he was in
What
that
was you
class.
saying about Minka though?
Minka was used in
He's
the
being
same
used the
way.
same way as Minka.
Minka
Yeah.
was a safety, but he was used and played in the slot a lot. He played in their star position. Minka was playing the same exact way. I honestly think Brian Branch is going to be more athletic than Minka was. And Minka
It's
coming
gonna
out was
test
very,
great.
very,
Yeah.
and Minka was very athletic. I think the difference is Brian Branch is just going to hit harder. I think he can cover just as well. I think he has the ball skills. Because Minka coming out, he didn't show the interceptions that he shows now. But they both show a lot of instinctual things to find the ball, be around the ball, and it's just crazy. But to call him Micah Parsons, no, stop. But he's very versatile. He's very, very, very clutch, and he's just always around the ball. But y'all, I got to go. We've been doing this for almost 2 hours, and I gotta go.
Dalen's gonna finish it off from the stream
Yeah,
anyway. So it was
but
a
I love
pleasure to
y'all
have
boys,
you
and
on, Alex.
oh yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
yeah, we'll be in touch. Proud of you, brother.
All right, man. Y'all have a nice night.
You
Yeah,
too.
you too, brother. God bless. Yeah, so Dalen, go ahead and close us out here. Talk
Man,
about Brian Branch. How you feel about him? And would you consider him a defensive weapon?
again, I can't compliment to that Micah thing because Micah's just a
I gotta stop.
masterclass. He's just a master class of destruction. It really
let me say this real quick. When I say Micah, think of the X-Men. All right, you got your Professor Xavier, you got your Wolverine, and then you got everybody else, right? That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is when it comes to the defensive weapon, Micah is the Professor Xavier. That's all I'm saying.
No,
I'm
I got it.
not saying that Brian Branch is the type of player that level of player that Micah Parsons is. I'm just saying Micah Parsons is an example of a defensive weapon. Is all I'm saying.
No, I got you. I understand that. It's just, man, you can't do that. Just not right now. Now, obviously, again, he can turn into like a Minka Fitzpatrick level because that's actually my comp for him. Again, nobody likes Branch more than me. Branch is borderline would have put him at like 3, but I'm chilling out and I'm putting him at 6. He's 6 on my big board. 6. I love Brian Branch. That dude is probably gonna end up being a bona fide stud. Love me some Brian Branch. Just like Minka, he kind of gotten pigeonholed into that slot role, that star role. It's just that's not him. Now it is him, but not on a snap-to-snap basis. Minka, ironically, played everywhere. Minka actually played corner, over the roof safety, box safety, and played that nickel. He came out as a nickel safety hybrid, and he played a lot of nickel to start his career in Miami before, going to Pittsburgh, and he ended up being a single high dude. Now, Minka's interceptions, he's smacking dudes across the middle of the field. That is the type of player that I believe Brian Branch can be. Can he play nickel? Yes. But he won't be primary nickel dude. He could just be, hey, some snaps I could take some nickel reps here and there. But, he's got that Minka Fitzpatrick, but he's got like Buda Baker level tackling. Like, the dude doesn't miss tackles. He's probably one of the best run defenders. Forget size, forget anything. He's one of the best run defenders in this class. So really, really, that's just me putting him up there even more. That Brian Branch is a stud, man. He's a stud. And he could easily very well become that, that defensive weapon. Now, again, I don't know about Micah level. We'll have to see, but defensive weapon, absolutely. Like I said, the team that I would absolutely love is I want him to go to the Jets so bad. I want to see that. I gotta see that. I have to see that.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I think Brian Branch is an incredible player. He's in my top 10 right now, and I think whatever team gets him, I mean, y'all don't got to agree, but I think they will have a Micah Parsons level type player on the back end. Because I think his versatility is so vital that he's gonna be in a situation if he goes to like the Jets or even if he comes to Dallas, like he's gonna be in a situation where a defensive coordinator is gonna be able to use him however he sees fit. There's some players you can put in a box. Brian Branch, coin this term, you guys. Brian Branch is a box breaker. You can do whatever you need with him. Whatever you need, it can get done. So, yeah, we love Brian Branch here at FILMISSART. Yeah, man. Hey, that's all we got for y'all tonight. We are 2 hours into this, about as long as we went for the offensive stream. So yeah, we've previewed the offense, we previewed the defense. So now it's time to get some nitty gritty. It's time to get some more evaluations done. Time to put some more film sessions. We working on, me and Dalen is working on Will Anderson film session right now. I know we said the other day it was coming out, some technical difficulties we ran into, but it'll be on the way soon. We also have CJ Stroud coming up after that, B. John Robinson, Jalen Carter. We're loaded and bolted up here at FILMISSART, and please stay tuned. Please like this video. Please share this video with any of your homies. If you're a girl watching this, share it with your mans. We got his team covered, all the draft he could possibly want. Yeah, man, it's been a blast. It's been a blessing to be on here with you guys. It's been a blessing to be able to have this platform for the department. We were doing so well. Appreciate all the love on the Bryce video. We're all, bro. Do you realize we're on the road to 200 views, and it's only been 3 weeks, bro, on the Bryce Young film session? That's crazy, bro. Crazy, man. We're doing so well. Gotten like 12 subscribers in the past 3 days. I mean, we're cooking, bro. We're cooking. The department is cooking, man. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, like this video, share it, subscribe to the channel. Yeah. You got anything you want to say to people before we dip out, dude?
Nah, man, I ain't got nothing other than, your Brian Branch ain't in your top really 5. You need to be checked out. Tell you, Brian Branch.
Put some respect on Christian Gonzalez's name, bro.
Put some respect on his name too.
That's all we got. Well, thank you guys again, and yeah. Like we always say, we're going to make it spin like a spiral. You heard me?
Peace.